Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back, balling on another level.
Yes, sir.
Yup. I am 1/3 of balling on another level. Your host, Busybody, with my other two special co-hosts, TP Way the Giant.
It's your guy who was never lying, sometimes defiant. TP Way the Giant. We back with
Yeah,
it. Let's get it.
Talk to him.
yeah. Along with his brother, my brother, your brother, P Way.
No need for an intro. Let's get it rolling.
Yeah. We getting
Get it rolling.
personal.
Let's
We
get
getting personal.
it.
So listen, just real quick before we get into them stats, I just want to let the people know this was a
Mhm.
close one. This was a close one. This wasn't one of those blowouts or one of those, all right, they gonna win in the second half. Nah, this was one of those. Whoever gets the ball at the end of the game is gonna win the game.
And,
Facts.
and and you know what? I'm pulling everybody's card too, because I want to know out there who tuned in to this game. Because this wasn't the
Mm.
most talked about game. This wasn't the most exciting game.
Right.
I'm pulling a lot of y'all cards. A lot of y'all who was on the bandwagon in the beginning of the season. See, this is what I want to see. Are you going to be tuned in through the trenches? Did you find a way to catch this game?
Right.
Only y'all would know, and only y'all could tell. But
I'm,
y'all
I'm gonna
know.
say they did, just based off what I seen in the crowd. I seen a lot of Buff fans that was at the
What was your
stadium.
timeline looking like on y'all end? Were they tuned in? Did it look like they were tuned in?
Well,
It wasn't that strong as Oregon game in USC. I'll tell you that. But
it
Okay.
I think
wasn't
they were
it
there.
wasn't nationally televised. That's why.
Right.
It
Hey, you got to
wasn't
find a
national.
way. You got to find a way.
Yeah,
You
and the
know
way
what
that
I
I
mean?
watched it, I'm gonna tell you one thing. 21,000 other people watched it that way. That's what it
Okay,
said.
okay,
So, all right.
Facts.
okay.
And I wasn't through
Hmm.
TV or nothing. So
Yeah,
I ain't gonna say too much.
yeah.
Anyway, yo, P Way, man, you got any stats? I see you got some stats on the ticker. Thank you for that. I was
Yeah,
just looking
man.
at those, but talk to
Definitely.
us.
So yeah, Colorado defeats ASU 27-24. We had Shador Sanders 26 for 42, 239 yards, and one touchdown. Jay Antonio had 5 receptions, 81 yards, and one touchdown.
Yeah.
And for the Sun Devils, we had T. Bourget. He had 32-49, 335 yards, and one touchdown. And E. Badger, he had 12 receptions for 134 yards.
Yeah, they had big
And those are
games.
the people that stand out. And don't forget my man Mata with the field goals for CU. The
Mata.
Mata we trust. Yo,
Mata.
Mata definitely got to work on his dance moves though.
Yeah, oh my
He got to
God.
work.
Oh, that's going
Hey,
viral
I was
He
too.
got
cool
to
with that.
work.
I was cool. I was cool
Yeah,
with it.
yeah,
He
I was
tried.
cool with it. He tried.
I mean,
Hey,
he's a kicker.
just
How many
just
kickers
for
got
reference
moved?
sake, just for
Mhm.
reference sake, Mata is the Spanish interpreter from the "Give Me My Theme" music from JSU, correct?
Correct.
Correct. That
Okay,
is.
okay. Just for reference sake, I know a lot of people, remember that video that went
Hmm.
viral. That's who Mata is. Mata won us the game today.
For sure.
Right,
Mata
right.
is family. Mata is family. We respect him, and he doesn't miss. Just like Coach Prime always
He
says,
don't.
he does not miss. So
He don't.
how can you not trust this man?
Look, he may not miss, but he don't got the strongest leg in the world.
Hey.
Yeah, he accurate. That's all that matter. The end of the
Exactly.
game. That's all that
Exactly. He
matter.
does just enough to get it over the goalpost, which
Hmm.
also brings me to one of my points of Colorado that I've seen lately. They
Hmm.
remind me of me in elementary school, as well as middle school, as well as high school, as well as college. All right. Where I did just enough to pass. All right. I did just
Mm.
enough to pass. In
Yeah.
Colorado, it's almost like they play to the level of the competition.
Oh, it's so easy to do that.
Oh man.
It's so easy to do that.
Yeah. They get caught up into that, and of course, they're not as good as we want them to be at this point. So I understand
True.
that. Every game is a challenge, them getting on the same page with a lot of things, offensive, defensive schemes, etc., chemistry. I understand that as well. But with all that being said, they don't take over games when it's time to. They don't pull
They
away
don't.
when it's time to, you know?
They don't.
Yeah, yeah.
You you know, leave it to me. Of course, I always try to make the NFL and NCAA correlation at least one time in our videos. But I was watching the Commander and Bears game. Bears is a winless team. They're supposed to be at the bottom of the league in the NFL. They played the Commanders, who are were considered decent at the time. And what happened? The Bears came in FedEx Field in Washington and stomped on the Commanders. And this was right after the Commanders played the Eagles, who was the top dogs, and they competed with them.
Mm,
So it's just like when you have a football team that is, like you said, okay with
Mm-hmm.
playing to the level of their competition, you're never going to be great. You're always going to, at most, be good or a failure. And I
right.
hope that mindset just changes, man, because no matter how much talent that you do have in that locker room, the mindset is what makes a team great and what makes them
Mm-hmm.
winners.
Well, yeah, to piggyback off that, let's be clear. Let's be very clear. ASU was garbage.
Yeah, they are. They are.
ASU was garbage, and I don't see how ASU was able to compete in this game. They're garbage, and this game should have been a blowout. So that's what I saw. But I also noticed that Colorado doesn't have an identity. They don't have one.
Great point.
So when they
Great
get in
point.
these games, they're reactive. They're
Right.
waiting to see what's the other team's identity
Right. There you
and then
go.
see how they can react and then make their game plan based off of that. They don't have
Preach.
an identity. They can't say we're just gonna go run the ball, or we just gonna throw it down the field, or we gonna hit them with the short passes and dink and dunk.
Right.
They just react. They kind of see what they have. They see the strategies. They see the formations, and then by the second half, they finally know what they're doing.
Correct.
And that's every game so far.
Yeah, yeah. So
Every
far,
game.
so
Mm-hmm.
far, I texted in our group chat that you're seeing the same issues that they were dealing with in week one.
Right.
And what is it, week 6, week 5?
Week 5. Well, 4-2.
Week
Week 6. Yeah.
week 6.
Yeah.
Like this is, I mean, but like you said, they don't have an identity.
I feel like I've watched the same Colorado game 6 times.
Mm. Exclude. Well, yeah, I can't even say excluding the Nebraska game because they still made that
Right.
a game at the end of the
Exactly.
day
Until late.
until late. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So you're right.
It's
You're right.
first half, offense not doing much, defense giving up points.
Right.
Second half, defense steps up a little bit more. It just happened to ASU, so I'm just gonna
Right.
be real.
Man,
They're garbage.
what my main takeaway from this game is that ASU, I feel, lost the game. And
Hmm.
instead of, Colorado winning that game for a couple of reasons. For one, as soon as I didn't see ASU go for two, I,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of knew. I said, "Oh yeah, well that's a big mistake." I really don't understand that logic right there.
Right.
Clearly, Buffalo was the better team. Um, Clearly, they were hot with that last drive. Why blow the flame out? Go for two and end it right there.
Right.
Secondly, they started the game with crossing routes. the same type of crossing routes that Colorado State was using and eating them up with. So when I seen them start the game off that way, I was saying to myself, oh man, they've been watching film and this is going to be a long night. They got away from that. And they didn't get back to that until late in the fourth where they had that late touchdown. So
Well,
I just
yeah.
I kind of blame Arizona. I see why they are a 1-4 now 1-5 team, because there were opportunities where you could have capitalized that and you could have played this ball game a little smarter and won this game. They just didn't do it.
No, I don't really think it was that, because they adjusted the defense. So Colorado runs a lot of man to man, and that's the way they start off. And they have Carmani in the beginning, running that man to man, and that's exactly why they run those shallow crosses across each other, because a man is not going to most likely be able to keep up going the length of the field, and then they're going to rub against each
That's the
other.
hardest route to cover for sure.
Exactly.
And they ran man throughout the game too.
Right, but they switched it to zone after that, because they basically like, yeah, we're not gonna start that again. And they took Kamani out and they went and brought 23 in and zoned it up. And they started zoning it more. And then they adjusted to that. And they went at one point, they got 23 out there on the island, and he looked
Right.
he looked
He got caught up.
He was
got
lost.
caught up. So,
And honestly, Arizona's quarterback, man, he just wasn't it, man, and he missed a lot of throws too. So
that's true.
I mean,
Yeah, he's young.
I feel in one way that this wasn't a good performance, but in the other way, I am one of those guys that believes, man, as long as you get a win, you can live on and see another day. You're gonna have bad games. You're gonna have games where everything is not clicking, and
Mhm.
it's kind of unrealistic to expect the team to just play perfect and play good every single time. So the main thing is you gotta win.
right. But can I get one time that you guys play perfect, or at least close to it? Just once.
Man, there was a time when I played AAU basketball and I had a perfect game. There's a couple times I had perfect games. I mean, like literally, I don't think I missed a shot. You know what I'm saying? I was
All right.
hustling.
So listen.
I don't think there's one moment
Look,
in that game where I
last
played.
week, Taj said he was the greatest dunker ever. You're saying you had a perfect game.
I had a
At some
perfect
point
game.
in time, the madness has to stop. All right?
Yeah. No, he
I'm just
made
saying.
mine sound less believable. Mine is true though.
Yeah.
Mine is true. He
I'm
definitely
telling you.
lied. What
I remember.
can y'all tell me what y'all saw out of Colorado's offense, and specifically
This is
Shador Sanders?
the thing that frustrates me with the offense, right? They run the ball like they are a running team, or they're good at it. And it kills me. These Dylan Edwards running inside the tackle. Stop. Just stop. When he's in the game, running stretch outside. Stop running inside the tackles with Dylan Edwards.
Right.
He's not, you know what I'm saying? He just doesn't have the statue for that. You know what I mean?
I did see they brought Smoke in for maybe
I
a
did.
a
Yeah,
play or
they
two.
did bring him in.
Yeah.
And I just think they got to switch that up, because I'd rather them go ahead and dunk it down, hit that quick curl, quick hitch real quick,
Right.
instead of running the ball on first down, because it's almost like you just wasting the play.
You don't feel like they had some success with Hankerson?
They did. They had some slight success, but it's the timing of those runs. I feel like they'll pass first and then run when it was all set. When they lead with that run, it's just not going nowhere.
Right.
It's
Well,
not
I also
productive to me.
believe that a lot of those runs that you saw were just setups to keep that defense honest. I mean, you have to think about it. When
Mhm.
you have seen Edwards, break away, it was because a defense couldn't really pick up on how to play them. They couldn't pick up on if they should, expect the pass, or if they should play aggressive to stop the run.
That's my
And
point. That was the first game of the season. Everybody now knows who they are, and they have adjusted. And nobody falling for that no more. And that's
Mm.
why their yards is just not going nowhere. Nobody's falling for that.
Well, we can't necessarily say that because let's think about what happened last week
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the game, and Colorado has the ball. Remember where we felt like they were taking way too long to make plays happen. They was running the ball in moments that really didn't really make sense to the eye. Really
Right.
didn't make sense for people tuning in. But ultimately, they end up scoring. So I think that they do have an idea of, how they want to run that offense, or it's working in some magnitude. Um, it's not the prettiest thing. Yeah, you're not going to get the the
Home run hits.
the home runs, the
Mm-hmm.
flashy highlights, but it's going to keep that defense honest, and it's going to help that very mediocre offensive line when Shador has to drop back.
Right, right. One of my observations of the game, I used to be upset with Colorado's offense because they would start off with just 3 yard passes or 5 yard passes, you know, go long. I think they did that during the
Mm-hmm.
TCU game. They probably went long in the first quarter, maybe twice to Travis, which
Right.
I'll give you that. But
Well, you got to also realize too that may have been the best performance that their offensive line had.
right,
That's
right.
true.
But that's my point that I'm making though. I didn't realize it really, honestly, until today, where I said, "Oh, that's why they try to get it out of his hands fast, because his line is terrible. His line is
Absolutely terrible.
garbage."
Yeah.
And then on top of that, what's the right tackles, the starting right tackle? Is it Witherspoon or Hank?
I think it is Witherspoon, but
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
find
the
it real
six
quick.
eight dude. Well, he was
Mm-hmm.
hurt, so they had the backup number 70 in.
Got
Oh,
you.
he was getting cooked. My
Mm,
man's was
Got you.
getting cooked all game.
He
So,
was.
so I understand why they trying to, these quick plays, and it's a gift and a curse because they'll go 3 and out with the quickness. If they don't get enough yards,
but
Right.
one incompletion, two incompletions, and you only got
And it's not like they got the
three.
2000 Ravens defense waiting for him. You know what I mean?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. I
Which
get it.
which that's another topic that I want to get into is the defense, because they did show me a few things, but I wanted to see what y'all saw out of the offense first. Uh just one more thing before I start ranting. One more thing that
Hmm.
I did see with Shador Sanders. He still needs to learn how to get rid of that ball.
yeah,
Definitely.
I mean that like I said, that's not a problem that is just a Shador problem. If you look around the state of football, period, a lot of quarterbacks struggle with getting rid of the ball. I don't know if it's ever been as noticeable as it has been this season or this year, but for some reason, man, it's like a disease. Quarterbacks just I I don't know, man.
Well,
I I kind of
they're
I
saying
have
it's
a
a new
theory.
thing now.
I
Well,
have a
quarter
the-
go
I
ahead.
have a theory. I have a theory that this is similar to what Steph Curry has brought into basketball. Mahomes has brought into football. I feel like a lot of times now quarterbacks are trying to be like Patrick Mahomes. They
Hmm.
hold on to the ball and they're trying to make these plays that that really extend these drives. But all in all, man, it shoots them in the foot. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it
no, I
hurts them.
agree. I
Only
agree.
only benefit to that I do say though is he doesn't turn the ball over.
That is true. And I said that to myself today. I'm like, man, yo, this dude, He really doesn't turn the ball over. I can't even remember a turnover.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, he threw a pick, but P, I'll say this. No, he doesn't, but it's almost like the luck of the Irish. Like, all right, I've never been in an accident, but I drive my car every day, and you know that the chances of that happening is it can happen to anybody.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is with Shador, he likes to try to extend the play, like TP Way said.
He's prolonging it. Yeah.
He's prolonging it, but that's when them blind side hits come.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the unexpected happens. And then you got that ball. Yeah, you got that ball wailing out there.
Mm-hmm.
The fumbles is going to come. They haven't happened yet, but that's the luck of the Irish.
It's so much easier for us to have this conversation, but then you have to think of the grand scheme of things. As a quarterback, damn if you do, damn if you don't, because you have no offensive line, but it's your job to make something happen. It is your job to figure out a way to make a play. Again, I'm gonna hit y'all with some giant shit. At the end of the day, no matter how bad the offensive line is with whatever you have, Daniel Jones is going to be the problem. You know what I mean? Like, no matter how bad the offensive line is going to be, they expect that quarterback to make something happen. So it's hard for you to battle that, and then also, when you're 3-0 or the momentum is clearly with the other team, it's hard to just say, hey, throw the ball out or take the sack. It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Right. I'm just saying it's been 6 weeks of this now. It's been 6 weeks of this. We gotta adjust the program.
Longer than that. Wait. Are you talking about with the line, or are you talking about with Shador?
I'm talking about with the line, I would say.
Okay.
Because Shador has made, let's not get it twisted.
Shador's made plays.
Shador's made plays keep, out of the pocket.
Absolutely.
And, I guess holding on to the ball, as we call it. But
I still got Shador as my Heisman.
Nah.
Right now.
Hell nah.
Now listen. Numbers wise and let's say visually, optical wise, I understand why y'all wouldn't see it. But just because of what y'all just pointed out, of like the line and the team that he has around him and the experience of the players and everything, what he's doing and accomplishing is crazy. It's crazy.
It is.
Not too many quarterbacks in the nation is going to be can do what he's doing right now.
Yeah, you move Shador to the top 5 schools with the targets and the main thing, the offensive line. Period.
That's
with
what
the
I'm
offensive
saying.
line, that's
what
it.
I'm saying.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Come on,
we're in a whole different conversation. But at the end of the day, when you got Caleb Williams out there doing what he's doing, you know what I'm saying, it's not even close.
Well, yeah,
bro,
top 3.
Yeah. Drake May can come out here and do the same thing.
He killed. I can't say anything because he killed my boys today. He killed.
I was just about to say, if y'all watched him today,
kills
he knows how to air that thing out.
Syracuse is not known for their defense.
Listen, also, what do y'all think about Amarion Miller? I didn't want to critique him too much because I know that last game, was him coming off his high.
Was incredible.
But this game, I don't know. But did it get to his head, or did he not have chances to make plays? Because there was some plays where I felt like, man, he left some out there on the field, and there was some plays I felt like he could have made.
Definitely. I think that one, that was in the high of all highs. So you gotta understand you're gonna come down a little bit, right?
Of
You're gonna come
course.
down some. Two, I noticed that mentally, I think where he was off as far as he's running the wrong routes. I saw a couple times, or him and Shador weren't on the same page. Being that they pulled him, I'm going to guess he was running the wrong routes.
Mm,
So that's what Coach Prime kind of alluded to last game. He was saying, I never seen this in practice.
right.
Like what I saw, like, or I would have been played him. You know what I mean? So I think he gave him that chance, and even Kamani. Kamani got put in again, but
Right.
then Kamani got burnt down the sideline. He was getting toasted the first two, the first drive, and you got to
Right.
pull him back in.
And see, that's the thing. That is a testament to what Shador is doing right now. What Shador is doing right now is providing consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you go out there, you have one crazy game, right? That's good, right? And that's okay. But for you to come out day in and day out, every game, and be the same player, that is what puts you in a whole different category. And for
Mm,
Shador to have different receivers to have big games,
Mm-hmm.
and he's the key to these big games, it says a lot about him and
right.
who he is as a quarterback.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
agree.
that's a great point. That's a great point. What I did see, definitely like what you said, P Way, uh with Omarion,
Mm-hmm.
Omarion Miller,
Yeah.
the chemistry and the experience, but definitely the chemistry between him
Right.
and Shador, it's not there yet.
Nah.
He just got put into the game last week,
Right.
so you
Right.
can't expect them to build that chemistry in 1 week. All right.
I,
And the experience, like you said, now people is looking at you. Now people are scouting you.
mm-hmm.
They game planning around you. So now let's see what you gonna do when they got a game plan on you.
Right.
It's two different ball games. This kid
Right.
is a freshman, if
Yep.
I'm not mistaken,
Even
right?
even Weaver feeling that. They game planning on him now.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
they on Weaver. They
Yeah.
on Weaver.
You get the best corner every
Word,
game.
word,
Mm-hmm.
word, word. So but moving on, did y'all see anything special from the defense on the defensive side?
Yeah, when you say that you've seen a lot of week one coming out of this team, I instantly thought about the defense.
Mm,
Defense look like real week one-ish.
right.
They just look like they were all discombobulated, man. They
Mm-hmm.
they they were all over the place a little bit today, kind of scrambling, trying to make something happen. I think the major difference that I would say from week one to now is I think the D line kind of stepped up when they needed to. But
They had some big plays.
yeah, they had some big plays. But when it comes to that secondary and coming up to making tackles and the right pursuit to the ball, it was a rough performance by
Yeah,
them,
Shallow, I
especially
was like, yeah,
yeah,
Shallow looked crazy a couple times.
especially because it was Arizona too.
Right.
That's what kind of made it worse.
Yeah.
Right, right. P way.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing, man. The D backs, their pursuit drills is something missing. Because a lot of times where receivers and running backs are right there on the sideline, and for some reason their angle is just off.
Mm,
It's just
mm,
off. And Shallow was tackling high. There was a lot of things I was seeing that they got to improve on. The D line, I do think they are getting better against the run. It's not as horrible as we've seen in the past.
right.
It
They
looks a
are
little better.
they are improving.
Yeah, they're improving in that end, and then they need Travis back. I
Oh,
see that now.
mm,
They need Travis back on the other side of Cooper because Cooper he holds his own. He's very physical though. I see that, and he grabs. Um, he's always liable for a pass interference,
right,
but that other side looks very shaky.
right.
Very shaky, and it's going to get exposed in about 2 weeks again if we don't get Travis back.
Now, something that was quite entertaining for me to watch was Arizona with that funky ass formation that they was getting in whenever it was like
Fourth,
4th and 1 or in the goal line or whatever it is.
Just to
And they
call a timeout.
I didn't understand that because I felt like they had the upper hand. Anytime they got into that formation, I feel like Colorado had no answer to that.
if you look at it, I agree. They had no idea what to do. I saw the
Exactly.
same thing. They was
Exactly.
pointing. They had like 2 D tackles there in the wrong position. They could have threw it to either receiver. They had the
Exactly.
blocking advantage. I don't know how the coaches ain't see it.
And that's the thing, and that's why that's another reason why I feel like Arizona really just lost themselves the game, because even on 4th and 1, there was one time when I was like, oh man, they about to get this because they don't know how to stop this. And then they called a timeout, then punted it, and I'm like, yo, y'all had them.
There are a lot of times throughout that game where I said to myself, "Thank God Arizona State is garbage."
Nah, that's a fact.
Man.
That is
Thank
a
God
fact.
they're garbage.
That is
And
a fact.
I don't want to call a team garbage because
They're garbage.
they played good. They played good today. They actually had the win in their pocket. And
When
just
Shador trucked homeboy the safety on ASU, that's what I was like, yeah, they garbage. Once I saw that.
no.
They
That don't make you
that was the
garbage.
play that turned it for me. I said, yeah, they
That
garbage.
don't make you
He wouldn't have
garbage.
done that versus Oregon or USC, I'll tell you that.
Well, let me ask you this.
Shador be out the game.
Let me ask you this. Did Arizona play good because they stuck in the game, or they played better than what they have played all year? Or did Colorado just play so bad that it highlighted everything that Arizona was doing? Because you got to think about it. For Colorado to play such a bad game and still win and still feel like they had control over the whole game, you can't say that Arizona played good.
So Colorado, we don't know what a bad game is for Colorado.
Really?
We don't know what a good game is for Colorado.
Yes, we definitely do.
I mean, yeah,
We
you
definitely do.
Oregon is a bad game. But USC, was that a bad? That's not a bad game. TCU, that's not bad necessarily. You know what I mean? You look at Nebraska, look at today. Was it bad? They got the W. So I agree with Todd. We don't know.
We don't know what a bad game is for Colorado.
Nah, we know what a bad game is.
Oregon is the only one I can say. All right.
Okay, that's a bad game.
All right.
Today was a bad game. You got to think about it. There is no way that you could compete with a future Heisman winner and then come out here and play with your food versus a 1-4 team. I mean,
because
that's clearly a bad game.
No, but
you know what you're supposed to do? You know what you're supposed to do when you play teams that are not on your level?
What's that?
Look like Oregon.
For sure.
That's what you're supposed to do. When Colorado played Oregon, Oregon made it a point to prove that we're not on the same level. That's how you're supposed to make teams look.
Yeah.
So for you to come play versus Arizona, how you played, that's a bad game. A good game is Colorado State. To see your offense move the way they moved throughout the whole game, to see your defense come out and make some big plays, have pick sixes and make some key plays to win yourself the game. Go against TCU and not fold, to offensively just be dynamic all over the place. And again, defense make plays when it matters.
I agree, but
that's
their defense is horrible in all those games.
No, we can't say horrible. I don't agree with horrible.
But that's
Because
my point. That's my point. It's a thin line between a good and a bad game. Like y'all are both split between if it was a good game or a bad game on the same game.
Yes.
You feel me? And that's
on
my
which
point.
game?
Colorado State.
So you think that was a bad game?
Yeah, they should have watched Colorado State.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the Colorado State game and this game is pretty much the same game, except without overtime.
I disagree.
Without overtime.
I disagree because you're playing. You got to think about it. If you put it in context, all right, now you're playing a Colorado State game that just built so much momentum throughout theatrics throughout the week that you're playing a different type of Colorado State team.
Like you said, they didn't wake up for this game like they should have.
Right.
They didn't wake up to Arizona State like they should have, which was obviously the theme of the week was how can they go into an environment, them being the people who are expected to win and, make their stamp on the game. And I don't feel like they did that.
I made that point earlier
Mhm.
in the show where I said they don't know how to take over yet. You
Right.
know, they don't know how to take over, but that comes to the point of they don't have an identity.
Yeah.
They not that team yet.
Mhm.
They barely got a culture. They barely got a culture at the school. They're not a team full of winners. That team doesn't know what it feels like to win yet. So they got to build that first. They got to build that. And when they do, then they're going to learn, all right, this is a great opportunity to change the momentum in the game.
You make a good point, though. Let me piggyback on that. He makes a good point because I hear Coach Prom say almost every post game, he said, I was looking at my players waiting to see their reaction. I want to see who's going to fold, who's going to play strong, who has their head down. And that shows me, like you said, they're still learning.
Right.
They're still trying to cultivate that environment. They're still trying to establish an environment, a culture. So I agree with that for sure.
So with that being said, what is your opinion on what do you think that Coach Sanders, what type of culture or mindset that you think that he is building in Colorado right now?
Tough, fast,
Right.
disciplined. What's the other one?
Smart with character.
Right. Tough, fast, disciplined with character, or smart with character, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think he's looking for. Because you look at the plays, a lot of it is not being disciplined. They're fast, but they're not tough because they don't have the big boys, which he's trying to get. That's what he's looking for. Tough, fast, discipline. And then they're sometimes they're not smart. They say smart with character. Sometimes they're not smart. Sometimes, they're doing some things where he will say bull jump. There's a lot of bull jump plays out there.
Right.
So that's what he's looking for me.
Well, I don't think per se that he's building a winning culture. And the reason why I say that is
Another viral clip.
listen, right now it just don't look like he's building a winning culture. Like he's putting in their minds that not that he's not putting it in their minds, because I'm pretty sure he is. Every coach is going to try to do that. But I don't think that he's building a recipe to help create the mindset in that locker room that says, when we play games like this, we are going to play above the standard. We're going to make them look like the 1-4 team that they are.
They're going through
think
that. They're going through. They got to go through that. This
No,
team
no.
was 1-11, and now they're 4-2. They got to go through this process. He's cultivating that.
I understand that it takes time for you to build that type of culture.
Mm.
just from what I believe I am seeing, it just doesn't seem as if that is happening right now. And I'm looking at the track record. I know I kind of talked about this before, but see me, the way I like to assess a team and what I could really say about a team is when you're down and you're down and out and the momentum is far away from your side of the field, that's when I really like to look at what you got from the coaching staff all the way down to the last player on the bench. What do you look like then? And I just don't get that feel. I don't get that feel that they have that right now. That's just how I feel.
Okay. Outlandish. Okay.
Look, I understand that y'all think Coach. I understand y'all think Coach Prime in Colorado can do no wrong. I get it.
True.
No, it's just that they're
But
4-2, and I know that they're coming off a 1-11 season. That's it.
Exactly.
That's
they were
it.
predicted to win 3 games.
Yeah, I guess if that's impressive.
Oh,
it is impressive.
4-2 is not impressive.
It's a great start.
It's decent.
Isn't LSU 4-2?
Yeah, but that's why they're out of the picture. We're not talking about LSU with the top dogs right now.
They're ranked out of the picture. Out of what picture?
Like as far as the top dogs, as far as the big dogs right now, we're not considering LSU to be in that category.
So what you're trying to say though is that you expect Colorado to be with the big dogs in their first year.
No. What I am saying is right now at this very moment, nothing is wowing me. I'm not wowed.
Okay. You don't gotta be wild, man.
Let me tell you, man.
You don't gotta be wild.
What Coach Prime say, man? What Coach Prime say, yo?
Look, y'all could play it cool now, but do you not realize they almost lost this shit? They almost lost this versus Arizona. And if they would have lost this would have been a completely different conversation about who this team is.
No,
they were an extra point. They were an extra point game away from winning this game.
This was a make or break game for them. I get it.
Definitely.
I get it.
Now, just imagine this. Okay, we can't take the victory away from them. I do understand that. But if they lose this game, I'm sorry, but kick all that hype shit out the window. All them commercials and all of that hypeness and all that stuff that you had at the beginning of the season, throw all that shit away if they lose this shit.
Okay. It was close. But every game is going to be a challenge.
Every game. Yeah, they're not that type of team in their first year of having Coach Prime. They're not gonna kill everybody. That's not gonna happen.
We know that.
Let me ask you something, TP Way.
Oh, and their schedule is not. It's after this game right here. This was the cakewalk compared to what they have coming up next. So they better buckle the hell up.
Well, they got Stanford next, right?
Stanford garbage.
Every game is a challenge. Every game is a challenge.
Man, Arizona's garbage. But look, you gotta think about it, right?
You said Arizona is garbage?
I mean, no, I'm saying Arizona State.
Arizona State.
Arizona State.
My fault, not Arizona.
Arizona I was about to say, do you see the score right now?
No. I'm talking about Arizona State.
Well, do you see Arizona? You see the score of Arizona right now?
Nah, I'm not tuned in.
Yeah,
I'm not tuned
42-6, Oregon up.
No. Arizona.
Oh, Arizona. Nah, I didn't see that.
No, listen.
What's the
Arizona is one of the teams that I'm talking about. Arizona is one of the teams that I'm talking about when I say the schedule gets tougher. Oregon State is not going to be nothing to play with. Mm-hmm. You have UCLA, Washington State, Utah. Like again, you got some games.
So what you
coming
saying,
up.
Jay? What you saying? What's their record right now? You think in this? Because are they winning another game? Do you see another win in their future?
Hopefully they beat Stanford.
And that's all you got right now.
Now I can't necessarily say that because again, they play to the level of their competition, and we don't know what Colorado we're going to get. But what I'm saying is, if you want to end this thing off right, and this kind of plays off into what I was saying about winning at least 7 games and stuff, you gotta win. You gotta win some of these games. Like you gotta finish this thing off respectably. Like finish this thing off right. Do not choke and lose these games in this late stretch because then Oregon's coach is right. You were more about clicks than what you were about playing this game.
What does this say? I'm looking at. I gotta tell y'all this Arizona score right now because it actually. So what does this say? Right, Arizona is beating USC right now.
Oh
Oh
wow!
wow!
The score is
See, I
17
don't even.
to 0.
Stop playing.
17-0 in the second quarter.
Wow.
I
Okay.
may have to
Caleb got
tune
hurt?
in a little bit, Bobby.
No, Caleb is actually he just got sacked the last play. It's 2nd and 20. Now. So I'm saying all that to say, does that say anything about Colorado? Or does that say anything about USC right now?
That says a lot of stuff about USC because their defense did look shaky. Their
Okay.
defense definitely looks shaky. I don't think they're definitely not ready for the top 5s. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think they're on that level personally.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I think that we are not supposed to mention Colorado in the same sentence as USC and Arizona. That's what I
And
think.
Arizona's 3-2.
Arizona. I say I don't even want to do this again because last time I said this, I was completely wrong. So I'm gonna just bow out of that. But
Yeah. I mean, Arizona's they 3-2. They might be 4-2. This is a huge win.
Huge win.
okay, so look, let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this. Let's say they become 4-2. And then let's say we compare Colorado to Arizona. Who is the more impressive team?
Oh, Arizona by far.
Only because they have the more impressive win.
They got a more impressive win. Yeah.
My point exactly.
But
can Colorado do something that says they are better than average? Because right now I don't see that.
They gotta get the identity. Yeah. They gotta get the identity. Right now, they still trying to figure it out. Like P-Way said, they're very reactive.
Very
reactive. So they not punching you in the stomach first. Nah, they gonna get hit a few times before they be like, I think we need to swing.
Yeah, definitely. With Colorado, the jig is up. They have to come out next game and play a complete game for 4 quarters. Period.
Right.
A complete game. That means from the jump, the offense has to start producing points and the defense has to make stops. They haven't done that since the season started. Not once. The jig is up.
I do want to say this. Oh, that was a great pass and catch. I do want to say this. I am proud of their defense, Colorado's defense today, because they made stops when they needed to. Of course, down the stretch, it was harder. Definitely going into the halftime when they let the team drive in 20 seconds or something like that. That wasn't such a good look.
Right.
But other than that, though, they made the stops when they needed to. As well as, like you said, number 23, he got beat. He let up a big play. But other than that, things like that is going to happen when you play man.
Right.
You know, it's like any good defender is going to get crossed one time or dunked on one time. So it happens to the best of us. But I am proud of the defense. I just wanted to let them know that. As well as special teams, too. Special teams. Weaver came out with a good return. Mata came through.
Yeah, he should have scored that.
Mata. Yeah,
He should have scored that.
yeah. He should have scored that.
Yeah.
He should have scored that.
Never
for
let a
sure.
kicker stop you from scoring on a return.
Right. That was the blockers' fault though, too, because
Yeah, a shallow fault.
yeah, they wasn't really
Shallow.
looking ahead. They was looking at Weaver. But
So
Can
go ahead, Jerry.
can we just take a second to address some of the side action that's going besides this game? I know we didn't touch on this, but what do y'all think about Travis Hunter going bowling with the gentleman that took him out?
Blackburn, Henry Blackburn. I think that's his PR team is doing a great job.
I love it.
I think his PR team is doing a great
What you
job.
love about it? What you love about it?
Well, number one, you know, these dudes is kids, man.
Mm-hmm.
They kids. So, you know, anything that happened on the field, you on the field. All right, this like you're in war, you're in battle. So I mean, a big hit like that, and yeah, it was borderline dirty, but it was on the field. And I respect Travis for saying anything that happens on the field is expected. Like it's supposed to, it's football. We playing football. So that's
Right.
going to happen. I'm just happy he's not promoting like hate or anything like that. Like, yo, it's cool. Homie apologized. You feel me? Why keep a distance? Why stay separate? Why not build with each other? You know, and bridge the gap. That man was getting death threats. Travis held him down. I loved it.
All right, listen up. When we go first,
I swear I was with him until that last part.
I loved it. Talk to me. What y'all ain't like about it? What y'all ain't like about it?
Them death threats he was receiving was from a 5-year-old on Twitter.
Nah, man. You don't know that.
That's been doing this to everybody.
You know, it ain't like he from out of state school. Nah, he right in the state. He got family there.
To the viewers, if y'all want to cash at me because y'all want to pay me to give y'all the facts and the real, I got you. I'm not going to give you that version that he just ran down. No, I'm not going to do that.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say it like this. I'm going to say what Travis wants to say that he's not going to say. The play was dirty. 1, don't ever do that again between the lines. When you do that between the lines, things can lead outside the lines. So be careful. You don't go run out and hit a player like that when the play is over. You escalated the situation. All right. But you are a young man and you are a kid. Does it need to go that route? Absolutely not. And I'm not condoning any violence. But what I'm saying is you did what you did. So don't get mad at the cousins or the friends or the uncle on the sidelines that's upset. Because my man got sent to the hospital. Now, making up, that's a great move. It was a win-win for Trav. He brings Henry out. And I love the piece and the promotion of that. Perfect. Great. It was a win-win situation. It calms his situation down and makes Travis look like, like, look at this young man.
Yeah.
But no, Travis was talking shit before the game. Let's be honest.
Of course.
He was talking crazy before the game, and he's going to talk crazy after when he's in that field.
Right.
And that's just is what it is. And that's just how it is. So that's how I look at the situation.
He made money off of that video too. So
that too. So I'm saying it's great.
Yeah.
You know, I
And that's
think that it
kinda
should
what
leave it at that.
that is kinda what I feel.
But
That what you just said is kinda how I feel about this whole situation.
hmm
Now, I think it is beautiful that they tried to do the right thing or whatever. But neither one of them are good actors, all right? It was clearly it was clearly forced and it was clearly something to put on, right? But
That's
I
why.
still think even the fact that even if it was like acting, whatever, I still think there's some type of value to even putting that script out there. But
Yeah.
Travis Hunter, right? I've already told y'all when Colorado was playing, he was on Twitch talking to the people, making his money. Now, when this happened, guess what he decided to do? Look, let me capitalize off of this and let me put something out there. Let me reach out to old dude to say, yo, look, this is what we could do.
Great
I'm gonna
move.
make me some money.
Great move.
Travis is a
Huge.
hustler.
I love
And
it.
Travis is getting
and donated the funds to charity. Let's put that out too.
Right. He did do that. Yep. He did do that.
He
yo,
did.
y'all,
He
They
did. He
donated the
did do that.
funds.
yo,
To
all right. So look, I'm
Blackburn
gonna just put
Choice.
it. I'm gonna put this perspective like this, right?
hmm
I just found me $1 million. Okay, I get on the news and I say, well, yes, I did find me $1 million, but what I decided to do was donate to charity. What y'all don't know is I gave charity $10. I still
Okay.
donated to charity. So did I lie? No,
I think
but I
they
ain't really
don't.
do shit.
Nah.
I ain't really do
Okay.
Well, I
shit.
mean,
Okay.
he didn't have
So
to give nothing.
I
Yeah,
don't
he
get
didn't have.
fooled. I don't
I
get
get you,
fooled.
but he didn't have to
I
give
don't get
nothing.
fooled with the donate to charity thing. I just
Yeah.
as soon as somebody says that, I just skip right over that.
Even if
But moral of the
he,
story is what I
yeah,
see is Travis Hunter has been hustling and he's trying to take advantage of every opportunity that he could get. That's what I say. And I'm not saying that there's something wrong with it, but when I seen the video, that is just what I got from it. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
necessarily think that it was all because he wanted to spread
yeah,
the message
yeah.
of,
I think it was the
was it but
double right thing to do. It made right for him to do as a person, and it made right for him to do for his pockets
Yeah.
now
and
listen,
Yeah.
for his.
we could skip right past this if y'all want. I'm just gonna throw this out there because this is something that popped up in my brain.
hmm
All right. I wouldn't be
So.
doing us justice if I didn't say this.
So.
Does Travis need to get in the weight room?
Travis.
Travis.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he a sophomore. He a sophomore.
hmm
But even then, why that hit? Anybody would have got hurt with that
No,
hit.
that is not true.
Yeah.
That is not
I
true.
would agree with that.
That is not true. That's not true. I don't know anybody who got hit like that and was out for 5 days.
Nah,
I don't believe
Why is
that.
this a season into injury?
Nah, he got
anybody would have got hurt.
yeah, that's a
No,
liver
bro,
shot. That
not
was a liver
anybody.
shot.
He got clean. He got
And the
clean
liver
unexpectedly. Like
right under the
that's
pads. Yeah.
that's hard. That's hard to
Yeah.
come back from.
That was precise placement. I get it. That
Word.
could take anybody else.
And on top of that, let's not act like he didn't come back in the game. All right. It was up to them and the doctor, the sideline doctor, to take him out. He was still playing. You feel me? He came right back in the game and started playing.
And he was trying to play last week. They said he was trying to play last week.
Yeah. No, Travis is a
Mhm.
dog. He's a dog. Yo, you just a hater, man.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm just
my
saying.
God.
I'm
Yo,
just saying. I'm just saying.
biggest
You got to
Travis
put some
hater.
muscle on them bones, man. You got to put some muscle on them bones
Okay.
because that could have protected him from most of this. I understand that. Boom. All right. It was a crazy hit. It took him out for the rest of the game. But I'm sorry. I cannot agree that if this was to happen to receivers in this game, that they out for this long.
Hmm.
I don't agree with that. I've watched all types of hits since that happened, and they buckled up their chin strap and they played ball. I know we can't sit here and act, bro. We're gonna sit here and act like Travis don't need to be in the weight room, yo. Is that what we really gonna do?
TP, that same hit, you out on a stretcher.
Yeah, but that's because that's me.
He said, I'm not Travis.
I'm far removed from the sport.
You out on a stretcher, B.
Yeah, you hit me like that.
Yeah.
Of course I'm out. But Trav, I'm not the number one pick in college football. Like I'm not. But nah. I was just thinking that I was kind of thinking that before, but when this happened, I don't know. I'm not really, a doctor, so I can't say. But if he packed on some muscle, could that have protected him or made it a better situation than what it did? That's just my honest, thing about it. But I don't know. I mean, hey, I'm just me.
I know Biz is getting ready to wrap us up, man. Before he does, man, quick projections on next week, man. They got Stanford next week. What we seeing? Could we get a quick score projection? I'll start off.
Go ahead.
For me, based off what I've seen today, it's a lot of worries. But I'm still going to pull for Colorado, and we had 27 today. I think they correct. I think they finally correct this inconsistency. We're starting the game off. So I got Colorado 33, Stanford 28.
Okay.
I have Colorado 25, Stanford 20.
Yeah, I got some close games.
Yeah,
because y'all know they can't pull away. They don't know how to pull away.
Right.
So these are tough.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They're gonna. No, I'm just saying they're just gonna have to show me they can do that. It's
Yeah, they're gonna have to show the whole world that.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to show the whole world that. I'm gonna stick with that. How much did they score today?
27.
27. Okay.
27.
Okay, so that's why y'all are staying in the 20s. I like that.
I'm not gonna lie. This game definitely put a lot of things in perspective right now. They're gonna have to,
Yeah, they gotta prove. They got a lot to prove. They got a lot to prove and a lot to improve on. I'm gonna go 28. I'm gonna go 28 to 18. All right. 28-18, 10-point dub.
I like that one.
They not holding nobody to under 18.
Yeah,
that's not happening.
That's a fact.
4 quarters.
They did Nebraska. Nebraska. And they had 12, and that was a last second touchdown. So it was really
that was with Travis though.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah.
True that.
Hey, look, man, before we sign out, I just wanted to correct this, man. USC is going to win this game. It's 17-7 right now. Timestamp, second quarter, 6 minutes left. USC is going to pull back and win this game. So let's not overreact, ladies and gentlemen. There's still the Heisman winner of this year on that squad. So
yeah, I like that.
Oh, real quick before we go, man, how was Prom's attire this game, Jay? How was his attire this game? What you see?
Now listen. He brought the shades back out. He brought the highlighter joints back out. He bought he had, and he posted a picture on Instagram where he had a whole display of shoes. That told me already. I said,
I knew you seen that.
I said, I said they're gonna find a way to win. So hey, look, I'm not saying, I'm not saying y'all may not think I'm credible, but I think Deion's seen our video. I think he's seen our post. All right, because there's no other reason to explain why he made that post on
statement,
IG.
right?
Yeah. You know what I mean? He came out with the heat again. Gold headset, gold shades. Look, y'all. One day y'all gonna appreciate me. That's all I'm
Oh
saying.
my God. We appreciate you now. All right. You know, nobody control like you on this earth.
Look, salute to y'all, man. That understood what I was saying too. Y'all are smart men.
Yes. Salute to everybody that's listening, that's tuned in, that's locked in with us weekly, daily. We want to say thank y'all for locking in with us. Definitely keep up with us. We gonna keep dropping some content every week. We trying to do at least 3, 4 videos a week. But I'm telling you too much already. Shout out to my 2 special co-hosts, TP Way and P Way. All right.
One love.
Yeah.
Yes,
Subscribe, and we will see you soon, very soon. No dates, soon. All right. Peace.